Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Bird, Nick. And with me today, we have the other Nick. We have Nick Gervais, owner of My Monthly Cigars and Fahking Good Coffee. How you doing there, Nick?
Doing fucking great. What's going on, man?
Fucking good. I was making fun of Dave from Smoking Butts and how he puts the hard emphasis on the "fa" after I made fun of him that one time.
Doesn't he do it just to screw with you?
Yeah, because he was saying "fucking good coffee," and it's like it's not fucking good coffee. It's
he's got a dirty mouth. That's just terrible.
Yeah, no, he needs an Orbitz.
I mean, it is. It's fucking good, but
you remember those Orbitz commercials?
No.
With the one chick, you know, dirty mouth, cleaned up with Orbitz, you know? Oh. Yep. That chick was really good looking, and I there's something about the accent, the British accent, just hits just right. But anyway,
we're already there. Cool. Yeah, I remember.
It's fucking, dude. So as everybody knows, as this episode comes out, I am currently in Las Vegas at TPE, and so obviously I've been pre-recording episodes, and I have done like a pulpit a day this week. I mean, it's just been insane how much recording. So like, in terms of mindset, yes, I'm already there. I've been there for 3 days now. It's like,
you're just setting everybody up. You're just telling them the show's going to suck.
No, I'm not. I'm telling them that, like, you know, I'm already you're like, oh, are we going there already? We're going there already. It's like, dude, I'm there. I'm already there. So
I'm already there.
But I want a cigar. So today I am going to be smoking the Bandolero Serie, the Traficante from distributed by United Cigars. And you, ironically, what'd you pick
ironically
up?
Yeah, well, we talked about it before he came on. I saw it. You were holding yours. I said, oh shit, what do you got? And I am smoking the Bandolero Series C. What is it? The Clandestinos.
Look at you.
Bang.
Look at you.
Small
You've got
fat
the red.
guy.
I've got the green. I was gonna say mine is mine's kind of a chubby Toro. I don't know exactly what I could look up the ring gauge, I guess. I could be
this has got to be 60.
Prepared and actually have all the notes about this cigar, but I don't.
I just grabbed this. I just grabbed it from the humidor before I set up, and
it's
a 60.
It was one of those like smoker's choice kind of episodes, and I'm like, I want something good, and I went with this, and you and I same wavelength there. So
now it's time to cut. Oh no,
it will be. It's time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverbend Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri, and I'm going to be running by Riverbend Cigar Company later on this evening, actually. I've got to swing by there for a little bit of business, but while I'm there, I'm going to check out the humidor because, guys, he's got all kinds of great stuff in that humidor. Full line of Aladino cigars, lots and lots of other great cigars. If you're in the market for some hard-to-find Fuente cigars, Dan the Man Ponder's a good place to check. Also, somebody on Instagram reminded everybody that if you are a fan of Crown Head cigars and you're looking for maybe like one of those, you know how they put out the Los Calaveras packs where it's like got like one of every size or something like that in the little sampler pack. Yeah, Dan's sitting on like 3 of the samplers from 2019 that are just chilling there in the humidor. So if you're looking for like an old aged Los Calaveras pack from Crown Heads, Dan the Man Ponder over there at Crestwood, Missouri. Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. He's got those. So, you know, if you're in the area, swing by, check it out. And if you're not, he does mail orders. So give him a call and he'll get a shipment of cigars sent to you right away. It's Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And now it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. So,
straight cut?
I am going to do a straight cut, actually.
Same.
I am. So, since I am in Vegas at TPE, as this is, you know, airing, I'm hoping I'm having fun. You know, if I'm not, then shit has gone horribly wrong. But I'm gonna also, you know what? I don't know if I took off enough, so I'm gonna V cut just to make sure. I get it going.
Yeah, you don't think you took enough?
No, I think I was a little short, and I was afraid to go back and try a second straight cut.
You'd be a
Take
terrible
off a little
moil.
more. Yeah, exactly. You can't
That's okay.
go back. Anyway, so since I'm out there for TPE, this is kind of going to serve as the TPE preview episode because so the way this is all going to work, guys. Normally, I know the first episode as soon as I'm back from TPE is when I do all the fun stuff from the show, which would normally be in this case the Tuesday, February 6th episode. However, my travel took a little bit of a different turn. I'm not leaving Vegas quite as early as I normally do. I'm staying an extra day. And so because of that, the Tuesday, February 6th episode is going to be more fun pulpity stuff. And then the Friday, February 9th episode will be the TPE recap. So this is the TPE preview episode where I'm going to go over some of the announcements, things that have kind of already come out about what to be expected at TPE. And then we'll go from there.
All right. Great. Yeah. Can't wait to have you back.
But before we do that, though, I feel like you've got something brewing. Not no pun intended. Didn't mean to make the fucking coffee pun.
That was terrible.
But I didn't mean to do it. It just happened, and then I realized I was doing it as I did it. But anyway, you've been having a fucking good time with some sort of a little teasing puzzle here thing. Now, again, as we're recording this, I don't know what the hell's going on. But after this comes out, I assume everybody will know what's going on.
By the time this comes out, everybody will know what's going on.
What's going on?
Everybody will know what's going on by the time. What's it? February 2nd? Is that today?
Yeah, February 2nd.
Friday
is when this episode comes out. Yes.
Yep. So. Yeah. Let's hold off. Let's talk about that in a little bit. Let's go through the TPE stuff and then I could talk about, because we'll save the best for last, even though it's not a TPE announcement. But but definitely by the time this comes out, the whole world will know, and the whole world will be shitting their pants, and they will be excited, and they cannot wait.
Wait a minute.
They cannot hold themselves back. It's
shitting their
fucking
pants.
Ridiculous. I'm excited.
I'll admit, dude.
In a good way. You're not going to drop a real deuce.
I'll admit, sometimes if I have too much of the fucking good coffee, I gotta shit real bad.
It's all that creamer and bullshit you put in it. So I was doing my cold draw. You didn't. I'm still doing a cold draw. I'm getting
I did. I got raisiny sweetness.
I've got sweetness. I don't know if it's raisins, but I'm also getting peanuts on mine. And I'm definitely picking up more since we started doing the blind taste test for Dave's stuff. So
the boner review,
the boners. So since we've been boners, which has been a long time for me, but official boners,
So your palate has become bonerific, is what you're saying.
I think because I'm actually sitting down and
concentrating,
utilizing a flavor wheel and thinking only about the cigar. Oh, it's a huge help. I never thought it was because I've always had them in those books, but huge help. And I would never really get peanuts on a cigar, but this one 100% right now. And I do get a little bit of sweetness. Raisin I could go with, but it's definitely a sweetness for sure.
Okay. So why don't we go ahead now and jump into some of these TPE reports. So
why don't you go ahead? I'm just here.
I will. You're here for me to have somebody to bounce these off of. That's the point here. So the first announcement is Blackbird Cigars has announced that they are debuting a new cigar called the Superb. It's a 2-size line that uses an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper over an undisclosed binder and mixture filler. The company has started working on the blend in the third quarter of last year, first by examining current blends and realizing there was no Habano line. So they're going to be doing this. It's coming in the Robusto Gordo, which is a 5x54, or the Superb Toro, which is a 6x52. Blackbird also said that it's updating its existing core lines packaging to be similar to 21 count boxes that they're using for the Superb. So they're going to a 21 count box. But anyway, so yeah, they've got a Habano cigar, the Superb, coming from Blackbird.
Awesome.
And actually, speaking of Blackbird, little show note teaser here. Jonas from Blackbird will be on the show. Let me check the calendar just to make sure exactly what episode that's going to be, just so that I get this right. Where is that? There it is. Jonas will be on the show on Tuesday, February 13th. So 2 weeks from when, not quite 2 weeks, actually. 11 days from when this episode.
You're probably seeing him right now.
I will have seen him at the show, yes. However, we're going to do a long form interview after I get back from Vegas. So
cool.
Have
you set
I'm sure we'll
up yet for TPE?
No,
him with anybody.
Oh yeah, no, not really. Actually, yes. Now that you say that, I do have one appointment that will have already happened by the time this airs.
Which escort service is that?
No escort services. But no, they have that media hour prior to the day each day, and so I've got a company that we scheduled something for the media hour on Wednesday. Actually,
gotcha.
Yep.
Now, are you going to PCA as well?
So I was approved for a media pass.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my issue. For me to go to TPE, for cost of flight and airfare, flight and hotel, it's running me about $750 to do TPE. For me to do PCA, airfare and hotel is going to cost me right around $2,000.
Wow.
So,
that's the same time as March Madness too.
Yeah, I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Yeah,
big time. Big time.
So anyway, that's the issue, is that the cost of going is really, really high, and so it's a question of whether or not I can swing that, especially 60 days after TPE. You know, I would love to. Let's put it this way: I would love to, because I figure if there's any year that's going to be kind of fun to compare the two shows and a lot of different aspects of the two shows, this might be a good one for that.
Gotcha.
Next year might also be a fun one for that as well, given the different venues and everything else. But I figured this year might be interesting. But
yeah, I mean, look, put a GoFundMe together for the parishioners, and then all 4 listeners have to put in $500 each.
Yeah, there you go.
You can get you right there in no time.
I mean, I was thinking that if some I think I joked about it on another show that's coming soon, but like if some manufacturer wants to brand the shit out of all of my coverage from PCA, just be like, this coverage brought to you by Gurkha, which I'm sure will happen.
Especially if they've listened to you in the last.
I was gonna say, if they've listened to me at any point in the last couple of years, they know that I just consistently say how much they're shit. But anyway, the bottom line is somebody could sponsor that if they wanted to, but
and you know what too, though,
we'll leave that on the air.
You're not a manufacturer, you're not a brand owner, and it's kind of, you're in the industry, but you're on the media side. So is it beneficial 100% for you to go and spend that? That's what I'm looking at, because
trust me. Yeah, I've got equipment I need to buy. I need a new I've got all kinds of little other expenses that need to happen, and it's one of those things where, is it worth it for me to drop $2,000 to go to Vegas to go traipse around the trade show, or would it be better using that $2,000 towards like a new MacBook or something like that I'm like in need of? It's that sort of thing.
Apple, if you want to sponsor the show, you'll take it.
Yeah, I'm sure Tim Cook would love to sponsor this.
Sure, why not? Throw you an Apple Watch here and there. Throw up the Apple logo on the screen.
Apple Watch just says, "Get off your ass."
Mhm. They might, if they sponsor the show, they might actually be a successful company one day if they sponsor you. So
They
who
very
knows?
well may. I could see big things in their future.
Yeah, for sure, for
So,
sure. I mean,
yeah,
well, you're right. Listen, it's ROI. It's individual. Like I said, your media, right? So
yeah.
what are you going to get other than content, which is great? You need it,
No, it
but
is
you'll get
great.
it otherwise, and you're going to
Yeah,
get plenty of TPE. We talked about it. For me, I'm passing on both this year. Excuse me. I won't be at TPE with you right now. We won't have our dinner. That's
no,
okay.
we won't.
Um,
I see
but
how it is. I see how it
yeah,
is.
dude,
I'm
you
going
said you were
solo.
going.
I
Yeah.
go solo, and now this year you're just like, fuck
Hmm.
that. I'm not
Yeah,
going.
fuck God. Buy your own food. No, but I looked at it. Plus, with this project I've got going on, I've allocated some stuff towards that, and we've talked about why it's beneficial for me to
Oh
go,
yeah.
and I kind of have solidified that, and I'll be back next year. Um, and I looked at. Here's an interesting thing. I just got two. Well, I get these offers all the time from Sahara now because
Yeah.
I decided to
Yeah.
sit down one night after the party and gamble a little bit there.
Yeah.
And so they sent me offers. I just got one yesterday. No joke. Same weekend as PCA, 4 nights. Yep, 4 nights, $200 gambling credit, and $50 food and beverage voucher
So
for
your
that same
hotel,
exact weekend.
so your hotel is covered essentially if you wanted
Yeah,
to do that.
yes, but it always is for me. Like, I go. I don't pay for hotel when I go to Vegas, so
Well, yeah, I'm not a degeneric gambler, so I
sure,
don't get
right,
that. So
right.
yeah.
But I mean, I have that too. But it's
Yeah.
just interesting to have it at the Sahara, that weekend.
Well, and I
It's
will
kind of
say
interesting.
PCA this year is going to be held at the same convention center as TPE.
Hmm.
So it'll be right there on the monorail line.
Right, right, which is interesting because it used to
Yeah.
be at the Venetian
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Palazzo, which is interesting. But yeah, but that would have been okay for me to do. I don't know if I would have stayed there, but it is nice to have that offer. It's just funny to get it the timing wise.
That is
You know,
actually really ironic. Yeah.
it was weird because then I got part of it was an invite to the a March Madness party for both days too. So it was like
Oh,
all you
because
could
I'm sure you would have just suffered through that.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they have some, I don't know. They like come on down. It's all you can eat and all you can drink, sort of stuff. And
Is that the kickoff of March Madness that weekend,
I
or is
don't
that
know, to be honest. I want to say it's the week before. It might be. It's usually around St. Patrick's Day. Let
okay?
me take a look. March Madness 24.
I didn't know if that was just like part of it or if it was like the beginning of it. It's not obviously not the
Mm,
end of it.
it's the beginning. First round is the 21st.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
yeah, so it's that weekend. So Vegas is
It's
going to be
literally the day. Yeah, because
it's going to be
PCA
crazy
starts
there.
the 22nd. So yeah.
Hmm.
Oh
It's
my
pretty crazy
god.
that they're doing it at the same time. So hey, whatever.
What are you gonna do? What are you
Sure.
gonna do? Well, anyway. Well, another announcement for TPE. Crown Heads announced that the Mildias line was going to be adding a Maduro. It's the third version of the Mildias, and it uses a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper over an Ecuadorian Habano binder and fillers from the Condega, Jalapa, and Ometepe regions of Nicaragua. And by contrast, the regular Mildias uses an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and fillers from Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Peru. So it's going to be offered in 3 sizes. It's an Edmundo, which is 5 3/8 by 52, the Sublime 6 by 54, and the Topaz 4 7/8 by 56. So
Is that two Ecuadorian Habano wrapper cigars?
this one the original Mildias was an Ecuadorian
Oh, gotcha.
Habano. This one is a what did I say? Connecticut broadleaf Maduro that
Mm.
Crown Head's doing. So they're doing a Maduro version of the Mildias. Which you've
Cool.
smoked the Mildias before?
I believe I have.
Yeah.
It's one of their better crown heads, right? So
It is one of their better
I'm
crown
pretty
heads.
sure I have.
And I think a Maduro one might be a good time. That could be something
sweeter,
fun.
maybe a little heavier.
Never know.
Well, that's cool. Wow, you got a bunch of these, huh? And they're sending them out early, so they're really getting people to try and get their purchases in ahead of time.
They're trying to push ahead. Yo, dude, that's the name of the game for some of these things. And also I think it's one of those deals where I'm really curious. I'm really waiting to see what retailer attendance at TPE looks like. And if I had to guess, I would guess that a lot of these companies are dialing for dollars. Meaning like they're calling up their retailer partners and saying, "Hey, these are our deals. Are you interested in any of this?" Because I don't know how many people look. Times are tough for everybody right now, including small business people. And I just don't know how many retailers are going to say, "Yeah, you know what? I'll go to TPE in January and then I'll turn around and go to PCA in March." They're going to, if they're going to go to any, they're going to pick one or the other, and they're going to pick probably PCA. So
it's hard to believe. Are you sure times are tough? I mean, Bidenomics and, it's,
times are definitely tough at my house. Let's put it
yeah,
that
but
way.
Bidenomics, man. I mean, it's supposed to be, we're booming according to some people. I won't go there. I'm kind of on the outside, poking the bear a little bit. He's
I was
hibernating.
gonna say, you know full well how I want to go, and I'm gonna let that go. Let it go.
I'm just,
but no. Problems are huge.
It's bad everywhere. Listen, it doesn't matter, small business, big business. You feel it. You go to the grocery store, you feel it. You go anywhere, you feel it. You own a home, you want to buy a home now, you feel it. It's although with the home stuff, a lot of times people say don't buy now because wait for interest rates. But the thing with that is you can always refi. And
that's what I've been saying. That's exactly what I've been saying. You can always refi, but what you can't get, you cannot renegotiate the price of your house. So if you buy while these housing prices are inflated and high, you're stuck with that for the life of that mortgage. And that's the issue I've got, is at least around here, looking at, home values, historic rates, whatever, and all that, dude, everything around here is at least $100,000 overpriced. I mean, you've got homes around here that are selling for way more than they should be selling for. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, you've got beater fixer uppers that normally would be under 100 grand that are selling for like 180. And it's stupid. And I'm, look, I rent. I would love to buy a house. I would love to have a permanent recording studio that was not in a tent, and that I didn't have to like haul my board in and out of the house all the time. Like a little tiny house in the backyard that I had as like my smoking lounge / studio. I think it'd be fantastic. But I'm not in a position to be dropping $250,000 on a house built in 1934 that needs a shit ton of work to it. And also, I'm not a handy guy.
Right?
I'm handsy, but I'm not a handy guy.
Yeah, you are. Not that I know. But yeah, that's me. I pay for convenience. You know how to do this. My extent is, maybe a couple nails here and there and light bulbs. But outside of that, no major projects here. Somebody else knows how to do it. I'll pay them for it to save me the stress and the time. It's only a little bit extra on top of the materials. I'm good with it. I get 5 days back for putting up the picture.
And so it's just, I don't know. It's not a great time to be looking for it. I don't know how the hell. Whatever.
I just hope it doesn't get to the point where they're like, we'll just make it easy again to get a mortgage for anybody that wants one, because that could be the cycle. You never know.
Yeah.
And that would be bad news, but you would hope that history doesn't repeat itself.
I will say,
learn from history.
The one house that I have purchased in my life, I got that at a really good price because way too many people were given home loans that shouldn't have been given a home loan, and whatever else. So, I could be fine with letting a bubble burst here or there, and
Sure. If you're going to
whatever.
be in it for a while, what do you give a shit?
That's what I'm saying.
You just don't go out and don't get your arms like everybody did back then.
Precisely. Be
That's
smart
all.
about how to do it. Don't
Get a fix
ignorant,
rate,
but
don't fuck around with the arms.
yeah. So
I am not a financial consultant.
no, do not take financial advice from the Cigar Pulpit. But
No, or its guests.
Yeah, or its guests.
Or sponsors.
So moving on, Vissel Lighters has announced 4 new lighters ahead of TPE. They've announced 4 of them. They're going to start with the Vista. It's a dual torch flame with single action ignition that starts with a retractable lid. The Vista offers 2 jet flames angled up and away from the metal body. It also offers an 8mm cigar punch and fuel window and large flame adjustment wheel on the base. The garbage truck has decided now is the time to fucking go by. It's like, really, thank you, garbage man. I didn't even think they were coming today because in a lot of other communities, because we had that ice storm on Monday, they decided that they were going to push back a day. So I did not take my garbage out. So
no, well, you're screwed.
Yeah, because next garbage day I will be in Vegas, so that garbage is going to be 3 weeks old by the time they take it.
Ask your girlfriend next door to put it out, right?
I don't know if my neighbor
is alive.
Well, that's always a concern, to be honest. I don't know. I guess I could mention that. Moving on.
The key to that lighter, though, going back to this, for me, it's kind of that market seems kind of odd to me, and hard. I shouldn't say odd. It seems difficult to be a player in because there's so many of them. There's so many lighters.
There are.
It's not a buy every. It's not like a cigar where you need to buy a bunch of them. But
what are you talking about? You have any idea how many fucking Vertigo Cyclones I have around?
But that's where I'm going. Is those work and they're inexpensive.
They are.
Do you know what I mean? And they work.
That's true.
They're reliable. So what do you do to differentiate yourself in that market other than colors and?
Well, and that's exactly what a whole lot of colors and different things. So like I was saying, the Vista has a cigar punch and blah blah blah. They're also offering the Vissel Sledge. It's a triple torch flame, also featuring single action ignition, all metal body, and the punch cutter fuel window. It's like it's different sizes and different like here's one that looks like a pen, and that's the Vissel Marlin, flip up lid that doubles as a cigar rest.
I see little features like that are what differentiate you. But for me,
I'm sorry. The pen is the Vissel Stormy.
Oh, okay.
And it features a long, slender single flame jet torch, and it measures 6.4 by 0.8 inches. So it's 6 inches long, like a fucking torch.
Crazy.
The lid comes off and it's a built-in cigar wrist. Oh, this one includes a draw poker. That's why it's that long. It's got a draw poker built into it.
See, that's a differentiator right there. That's
exactly
what
that's
you have
something
to do to those.
You know what? That's something. And I will say one thing I do like about Vissel is their price points are good. So that one that I was talking about, the Stormy, with the draw poker and everything, that's coming in at $22 MSRP.
Oh wow. So I'm on their site right now. They're pretty fair price.
Yeah, that's not inexpensive. And I do know that with Vissel, one of the nice things is that they're big with customizing your lighters. So if you're a retailer and let's say you want to put your logo on a lighter, you can reach out to them and they'll put your they'll like etch or emboss or however they do it onto the lighters. We talked to stuff like that.
TPE was it G? Something like G?
Yeah, it was G.
It
was G. Yeah, from a couple years ago. So I mean, yeah,
they got good stuff, but it's just
nice
that market. That market in general to me is just, it seems so difficult to have to come out and be innovative with that kind of stuff, and it's not a purchase that you make all the time. And for me personally, I don't care what it looks like if it's reliable, and I got a fuel window That's important. Two important
Yes.
things to me. The fuel
Yeah.
window is big.
I just want the damn thing to light. And
reliability, right?
it's one of those things that I have a whole basket of lighters in there that I have either been given or I've bought where they work fine until I have to go to refill them. And then I refill it. And for whatever reason, at that moment, it doesn't want to work anymore. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
So,
well, good for them.
and
sounds
and
like they've got some interesting stuff.
Variety of brands. So, yeah. So, we got some fun lighters coming up. Then Fratello Cigars, they've announced that they're going to be doing premium fresh packs. I got a 5-count sampler coming in a humidification bag. It's been done before, but this sampler is going to include a mixture of existing cigars and one new cigar, a 6x50 version of the Fratello Navetta. And inside each pack is you've got, like I said, a variety of different cigars here. So they've announced that they're coming in with a new fresh pack sampler from Fratello. So,
cool.
Yay. Now let's get into one that you and I have heard about. As it was announced on the Cigar Authority after show, United Cigars is going to be coming out with a Firecracker Connecticut, 3.5 by 50. It's a Ecuadorian or shade-grown Connecticut seed wrapper from Ecuador, featuring a binder and filler sourced from the Dominican Republic. And so it's the Connecticut version of the Firecracker, which is going to go along with their standard Firecracker, which is their sun-grown, and then they've got the Black Bomb, which is their Maduro. So they've now got all three covered in the core line of Firecrackers from United. Now, I talked to Mr. Jonathan about this.
Okay.
And I asked him point blank. I was like, this feels weird to me because when I think of a firecracker, I think of a really strong, really like just pop, kind of cigar. And I don't think of that when I think of a Connecticut,
Okay.
And he told me that this is a more mild firecracker.
Interesting.
But it's still a firecracker. He's like your typical firecracker guy, your guy that's all in on the Roma Craft and the Saka and the really like punchy kind of firecrackers. This could be a nice breakfast firecracker, for those guys. But what it's designed for is to be a gateway into firecrackers for your more mild smokers.
Okay.
Oh,
well, something different.
And
not everybody wants to be, blown away, kicked on their ass by a spice bomb. But I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not light on flavor or strength. It's just not going to be as strong.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's that's the thing. I know it's going to be good, and hopefully, I was able to twist Oliver's arm out at TPE and get myself some samples of that because I'm going to try. I'm gonna try.
Sure.
Because I want to try one just because I am curious about that. My head tells me this has to have some sort of spice and strength to it in order for it to be a part of the firecracker line. But on the flip side, again, when you think of a Connecticut, it just doesn't typically. That's not something I think of.
A lot of it has to do with the fillers, though.
It does. But that's
people
from
put
the
too much
Dominican
stock into the
Republic, and to be honest, and that's Dominican binder and filler. And to be honest, I don't really think of a lot of spice and oomph coming from the Dominican either.
No, you're right. You're right.
Oh.
Hey, never know. You gotta try. Gotta try it. You don't know. You could be surprised. It's not going to be a bad cigar, that's for sure.
No, I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So the next thing up, we have La Aurora has announced small batch lot number 3 is debuting at TPE. Apparently, the small batch series is a cigar that has been aged for nearly 2 decades.
Wow.
La Aurora will show off the small batch lot number 3 It's a 5.78 by 58 Gordo Toro. Features an Ecuadorian wrapper over dual binders, Cameroon and Dominican, and fillers from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Peru. Each cigar has an MSRP of $13, and production is limited to 400 boxes of 10 cigars. Most notably, La Aurora says these cigars have been aged for 19 years. Quote, 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 quote. Anyway, yep, they're going to be unveiling this at TPE in Las Vegas. So got some super aged La Aurora cigars to look forward to.
That sounds good. I feel like they're very underrated. You don't hear about them a lot, but they're good
you
cigars.
Don't. Yeah, you really don't. Them
they've got a huge line too.
Who's the other one? La Galera. You know, that's another one that I don't feel like you hear a lot about. I was talking with a guy recently about that company's like 85 years old or some shit.
It's crazy.
You know, and it's like you just don't hear about it. So anyway,
cool.
And
how's your cigar?
You know what? We'll get to that in a second. I got one last piece of TPE news, just to round it off. That way we close that part out, and then we can move on with life. So last but not least, we have studio sponsor here, Aladino, has announced that they are going to be bringing the Candela Toro to TPE. Last year they did the Candela Robusto at St. Patrick's. This year they're doing a Candela Toro. It's a 6x50, made entirely of Honduran tobacco, capped off by a Corojo seed green Candela wrapper. Now, on the last episode, guys, I had Trey Mack and Joel from Aladino on. And before we got into all of the inevitable wackiness, Trey Mack gave us a nice recap of the Candela Toro on that. So if you're interested in more information on that, and you maybe didn't listen to Tuesday's episode, go back and check out that episode, and you can learn more about that. But yeah, I liked the Candela last year. I don't know if you managed to get yourself one, but
I don't think I had it. I haven't had the Aladino Candela yet. No.
Okay. I have still part of a box at home, so I can get you one if you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever.
I mean, I have one. They don't taste grassy. That's the nice thing. It doesn't taste like lawn clippings. That tends to be the Candela way,
Aladino Candela doesn't taste like grass clippings.
Doesn't taste like grass clippings, and I think that's actually a pretty good selling point, to be honest.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not typically a Candela guy.
I'm with you. So, what's crazy is that used to be the old school.
Oh, 70s, dude, yeah,
that was the cigar.
Yeah,
it's Candela.
Well, it's quick to turn out, Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and quick, and I believe it was inexpensive to do as well.
But
it was like they didn't have the different blends back then. You know what I mean? Like they did, but they didn't have the innovative kind of piece of the industry just yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't there until I guess more towards when the boom came out. But we're in a time where people have been very creative with stuff.
Yeah.
Back then, imagine back then, like someone like Red Auerbach did the same cigar all the time. Someone like oh God, what's the old dude's name?
George Burns.
George Burns, I mean, constantly with those. So but sorry to bore you.
No, you're fine. I was up very late talking to Trey Mack last night. So I'm like,
he'll keep you up. He'll keep you up. So.
It's okay. So that's what's coming to TPE. Probably a lot more, but that's at least what's been announced as of when I'm recording this now. So such is life.
Cool.
So you've been teasing something, which as we said, everybody should theoretically know by now, but as I sit here and record with you now, I don't know what the hell's going on. So, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, because it's been out.
Okay.
Probably finish the announcements or finished the unveiling earlier this week. That's kind of the planned timeline. But as
Boy,
we
you better hope
now,
you did. You better hope
no
you
shit,
did, or
right?
else this is it. You know,
Be calling you in Vegas, but you need to cut this.
fucking cut the episode, and I'll be like, no.
No, I actually had a call this morning, so I know it's good to go. So
Okay.
yeah, so I have been working on this project. I've been kind of teasing it for a little while now, and by now everybody knows that I will be putting out my first cigar, and it's going to be a collab with Fahking Good Coffee, obviously,
Yeah.
and I'm working with Oliver over at United.
Very cool.
United's working on this for me, so I'm really excited. I'll be working with him and their group, and of course, big thank you to Dave Garofalo as well for getting this set up. He was an integral part of it, and the fucking good cigar will be coming out in a few months. It should be this spring, so we've got productions going. I've already tested the blend. It's phenomenal. It is as straight of a medium as you can get on a cigar, in my opinion. And I've had a ton of them. It's going to be a 6x50 Toro. You see, I don't know if I've released this information yet, but you're going to get it now. I will have most of it. 6x50 Toro. It's going to be medium body, like I said, straight medium. It's going to have an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. The binder is going to be a Dominican Cuban seed binder. And this is what I'm excited about, was the fillers are going to be Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Pennsylvania. So you're going to have a nice mix of flavors there. The cigar performs awesome. The burn line is amazing. Everything about the ash holds well. It's a nice white ash. So it's good tobacco. It's phenomenal.
Gotta love a nice white ash.
I love white ash. I got one myself. So, so yeah, man, I'm excited to get this out, and it's going to be a limited release. You know, it's not going to be a full-on blown thing, but it's going to be kind of a let's dip our toes in the water, so to speak, see what happens here. See how this goes. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty successful. I'm excited about it. We'll do a pre-order for it, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, it's like I said, a couple months, everything will be ready. I sent you the label right before we recorded, right? Did you get that?
Why
did you check that?
Now you just added me as having theoretically known.
No, I sent it to you.
Okay.
Did you get it yet?
I did.
There it is. Well, everybody knows
about
fancy.
It now. Well, that's true. Everybody does know now, but
nice bright red.
Fancy.
Logo.
We got the fire. There we go.
That's sweet.
Fanciness right
There. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to come in packs of 12. And then probably some 5 packs maybe and singles. I'm not sure yet on that, but definitely going to have 12 packs. I am not going to reveal the packaging yet, but trust me, the packaging is going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. It goes perfect with the lounge coffee, as does every other cigar out there. But I made sure of that, and it's exciting. I'm pumped for it. It's like I said, United has been awesome. Oliver's been great. Dave has been fantastic, and I'm ready to get this going. So should be probably, my guess is sometime right after PCA. So spring. That's anywhere between end of March to May. Let's put it there. Don't hold me to it, but that's when we expect it to come out, because it's not a cigar that's just been there and I'm slapping a label on it. You know?
Yeah.
We're blending this thing, and
that's awesome.
They're working on it right now. So yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be great, and maybe it'll be in the box. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you know, and that's really cool, because I mean, it's nice that you're working with quality people that know what they're doing and know how to do it, you know, because that matters a lot. I mean, the last thing in the world you want to do is get in a project, and next thing you know, you're finding out that they don't know what the hell they're doing. But I wouldn't know anymore. I wouldn't know anything about that. But anyway, moving on.
No, I'm excited about it. It's something I wanted to do when I first started getting into the industry thought it would always be awesome to have my own cigar. It would be great to have my own line. Who knows? Maybe down the road. But this could be the stepping stone to something even bigger. I mean, I have plans that I would like to come to fruition.
Yeah.
This is step one. And the only way I'm able to go to step two is follow you guys out there, help make this successful. And I tell you right now, this cigar is not going to be like, oh, it's this fits Nick's palate, more so because it's a bomb. It's not. When I say straight medium, right down the middle, I don't really find a lot of cigars like that. I'll be perfectly honest. It's either just a little bit above, a little bit below. I had a shit ton of these so far, and every time, right down the middle, right down the middle, right down the middle. I'm excited for it. Let me see if I can pull up some notes. I have some actual notes on it, and again with the tasting notes, I'll give you some of those ahead of time.
that helped out, huh? Yeah,
it did big time. So flavor notes you're gonna get. There's a lot of white pepper on the retro, but it's very, very smooth, so you're not going to be kicked back, so you won't hear Nick choking on the microphone.
Don't promise things you can't control.
I'm telling you, it's a relaxing, laid back cigar.
Don't underestimate my ability to be weak and to cough at a retro hail. Okay.
And by the way, the draw on this thing, I mean, it's phenomenal. Every single one, just the way it react. What's the word I'm thinking of? The outcome of every cigar, the way it worked. What's the word I'm thinking of? Not production, the
construction.
Response. No, not construction. Just the way the cigar performed the whole way.
Oh, okay.
Performance of the cigar.
There we go.
The way it performed. So the performance of the cigar straight through, little to no relights, great ash that holds. It's not flaky. It's nice, solid. I've gotten about ½ inch on it, and I don't go much further than that because I'm afraid to drop things in my lap. So it's got that raisiny sweetness on the cold draw, all that. So it's really good. I'm excited.
You said there, you're like, I got about a ½ inch, and I was just like,
I knew where you were going. I saw your brain. But nice smooth buttery finish. It's a buttery finish on the palate.
I do like butter.
I'm excited.
Is it butter on a Pop-Tart?
No, it's not. It's just like smooth, like butter, smoothness, resting, velvety butter.
But not on
a Pop-Tart. No, I don't like Pop-Tarts.
Well,
so I'm excited.
It's not about what you like; it's about what everybody else is going to enjoy. So
but I don't like Pop-Tarts, so that's not the cigar. But if I was selling Pop-Tarts, then shit, yeah. But so I'm excited for it to come out. Keep an eye out. Join our mailing list at mymonthlycigars.com. Follow everywhere on social media for updates. And like I said, we'll set up a pre-sale for it once I get more info as the timeline goes, and we'll be rocking and rolling. So it's only going to be limited. It's only going to be limited. It's probably only going to be about 112 packs.
Okay.
So that's a little.
People
over
are going to want to jump
cigars.
on it. They're going to want to jump on it. Yeah.
Because I'm not making any more after that. Now, what it might be, little tease to advance. If this all works out, this might be an annual Fahking release, and I'll change the blends. And I can change the blends every year. We've already started talking about that.
That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. So hopefully everybody gives it a shot, and I'm excited, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Well,
People
that
like
is
it.
really
I know
exciting.
you're like it.
I know. That is really exciting, and big congratulations to you for this. I know it's a big deal. You feel really great when you get it.
Yeah,
everything. Cool. So no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So cool. So you're not taking this to PCA though?
I don't know if it's gonna be ready. I'm not gonna. Could be. Well, here's the other thing. I'm not sure yet. If I'm able to say who's making it for me, but people know the name.
Okay.
Let me see.
But it may not be ready. Wait, no. We don't need.
I probably can.
You maybe can, but
95% sure I can. So that 5% though, with my luck, I'm gonna hold off. I will just say.
I was gonna say, don't put yourself in trouble.
think donuts.
Oh, okay. Well, why'd you go and do that?
Donut and commercial. Okay, that's it.
Well, that's obvious.
Well, I'm excited
now, but anyway,
I'm excited. That's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be awesome. Yep.
All right.
That's it.
Cool.
Yep.
No. Well, cool. Well, this is good. So we have TPE announcements and we have some Fahking announcements
The
and all
Fahking
that. This is
good
a good time.
cigar.
Good time. Good time. So you were asking earlier about my Bandolero. I'm a little bit past halfway on it, and I'm digging this. This is just such a nice, good cigar, and it's one that when you want that kind of Byron Atabey-ish kind of quality, but you don't want to spend the Byron
Yep.
Atabey-ish kind of prices, and
Yep.
you're willing to maybe just. And I'm not knocking the quality of the Bandolero, but what I am saying is, it's not a Byron, it's not not an Atabey. It's maybe just like one step down the ladder, just one step down the ladder. But
Still
you want
awesome.
to. It is a phenomenal cigar,
Yeah.
but you want to save just that. You want to save that extra cash. This is the way to go. I mean, this is just a great, great cigar at a really great price point. I think it punches way above its price point. I think when you actually think about what it costs versus how good it is, I think it punches up,
I get one every time I'm up in New Hampshire
Yeah.
visiting two guys. I get one. Nelson Alfonso does not make crap. His stuff is amazing. You said it for the price point. What it is, you might look at it compared to what you're looking at next to it and think it's a little pricey. Totally worth it. It's 100% worth it. Treat yourself. It's not even that big of a treat, You're talking
No, that's the
$15
thing.
because they have different sizes too. You can get the smaller one, and you're still going to get a phenomenal smoke.
Yep. So, no, fantastic cigar. I'm really digging it. So now let's go ahead and do this. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by Villiger. Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to villigercigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. So, you always watch fun stuff. What have you been watching lately?
Oh, I've been boring lately. I've been watching a lot of football. A lot of the playoffs and stuff.
Well, this segment's going to be thrilling, man.
But and we're going to bore some people too. So I did my rewatch of The Sopranos. Blew through that thing, dude. I had that on every single time I sat down in the tent and I wasn't watching football. It was The Sopranos in the background. Anytime I sat down to do work, I put the iPad up. Sopranos. If I was sitting in my basement doing whatever, Sopranos was on the TV. It was crazy, and I watched it straight through, even though I knew everything that was going to happen.
Well, yeah,
it's still the best show ever on television from start to finish. It's so good. It's there's a couple things in there that are questionable, like continuity wise, including the one thing I always come back to is Vito, his continuity stuff, because
because
remember he plays two characters.
I was saying Chris kicked him out of the bakery.
Yep.
In that first season episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there was that, and one of the things I never really looked at until this rewatch was the Ralphie stuff, where they talk about Ralphie before they even show him, as if he's like their boy, like they've been friends for years, but he doesn't show up for 3-4 seasons.
Yeah.
Which is kind of odd that they didn't introduce him earlier. Now, the way they did it with the Tony Blundetto stuff with Tony's cousin, that was smart. Like, okay, he's
Steve
been in
Buscemi.
jail. Yeah, he's been in jail. That stuff, that was a smart way. But just the whole Ralphie thing, he's still probably the best antagonist character throughout the whole series, in my opinion, is Ralphie. But that's
really
that's if you don't include what you would call it, the cousin Anthony, because he's technically an antagonist because he's against Tony. He's causing problems for Tony. That's how I looked at the antagonists throughout. Who's causing issues for Tony in the Soprano crew?
Yeah.
A close second though is Jackie Aprile.
Richie,
not Jackie. Richie.
I was gonna say, I think Richie's a bigger I think he's a worse dude than Ralphie. Now, the one thing I'll say about Ralphie, the one moment that I was like, Ralphie needs to die a violent death is when he beat that stripper to death. Like that was like, up until then, Ralphie was a dick and I didn't like him and there was things, but like he hadn't crossed that line to where you're like, oh yeah, he's a fucking, like this guy's an ass. But when he did that, that's when it was like, okay, no, this has to end very, very violently.
Well, go back to Richie. Now, when he meets Christopher after he first gets out of jail, he scolds him about hitting Adriana, right?
True.
His whole thing is, hey, he's like, I'm from the old school. His whole MO is, I'm from the old school. I'm from the old school.
Yeah.
Everything is old school, and even Tony calls him out on it. Yeah. Now he's like, I'm from the old school. You want to raise your hand to her, you give her your last name, right? That's what he says to her. However, right before he dies, what's he do? He punches Janice.
Yeah.
And they're not married yet.
Nope.
So she doesn't have his last name. So in hindsight, he deserved to die there. If he's from the old school, he's not following the old school rules, you're dead. Now, I don't know if that was on purpose, but those are kind of the little things.
That's an interesting thing to actually think about now that you say that. It's like he finally violated the old school rules. And when he did, his own rules. And when he did, it cost him everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then I just think a lot of the stuff too, like the thought out processes by some of the characters to set guys up and get people in certain positions, like the Feach Lamana thing with the truck and everything. That was brilliant, the way they did that, to not kill him, but to get him out of there. I also think Christopher probably would have been killed in real life if the real life mob. I think he would have been killed way before.
Dude, he was such a liability.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been gone no matter what family was.
Yeah.
And he wasn't family like brother. He was Carmela's.
Yeah.
It was Carmela's cousin.
He was related to Carmela, yeah.
Which is crazy. So it's there's a lot of interesting shit, like definitely DNA and stuff. I don't understand all that with the killings. I was looking at that. So I kind of watched it, looking at those things. And I am now under the impression, obviously I was always under the impression that Tony died. Yeah. He was killed at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Now, who did it and who was behind it is the question. Right? That's always been the question.
The one who did it is I'm still convinced it was the guy. The one guy in the diner.
Okay, the members only jacket?
Yeah, members only jacket. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. But who was behind that? Why him? That's what I kind of put together.
I just kind of always assumed New York wanted him out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about it, New York had the meeting with them in that warehouse when Phil was on the run. They kind of got together and they're like, all right, if you got to do what you got to do, you got to kill Phil, you got to kill Phil. So they killed Phil so they could get up. They could get higher. I forget the guy's names already, but the two guys under Phil, right? His lackeys. The guy with the weird eye. So they had more power regardless. And they knew Tony was an asset. If they're working with Tony to do this, they think Tony's an asset, my opinion. I think it goes back to, God, I can't believe I don't remember the guy's name, but I think it ties back to the guy who hung himself, the guy who wanted to go to Florida, whose aunt died, left him the $2 million. He wanted to go to Florida and Tony wouldn't let him. Like, he kind of wanted to retire. Do you remember this guy? He hung himself in his basement. Fuck was his name? Oh my God, it's gonna kill me. You know what I'm talking. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know. I just
tall, skinny guy.
It's not coming to mind immediately.
Oh God.
To the Googles.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
He hung himself. What the hell was it? I think the name of the episode is Members Only. Oh, what the hell was his name? Oh, this is killing me. This is not cool at all. I hate them doing this. God.
All right.
Oh my God. I feel like,
Yeah, it's painful to watch, actually.
Yeah, I mean, people watching this. Uh, uh, one more. Jesus Christ, it hurts doing it. It was Gene Pontecorvo. Eugene. So Eugene, just look him up. You'll see. Look him up on your phone. Eugene Pontecorvo. Skinny guy. He was with the crew. Him and his wife were looking at houses in Florida. His kid had a drug problem. He went to Tony, gave him a watch.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it was his wife put this in place, in motion. Because, and maybe this guy was like a brother. Because
Oh,
this guy Eugene was wearing a members only jacket all the time. And they
yeah.
even quoted it. Like, remember when Vito got quote unquote skinny and he's like, got all new wardrobe? He's like, what's this, members only? Like, he's making fun of him. That's my tie in. Now, it could be bullshit, but I think his wife,
Okay.
because his wife even says in one of the episode that he kills himself, she says, why don't you just put a fucking bullet in his head? You know,
Huh.
like, and she's like, fuck Tony Soprano and all that. So where's this members only guy come from, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
why is he wearing a members only jacket? Probably a brother or a cousin or something. And he probably had that jacket. That's
Huh.
my guess. That's my tie-in.
Wow. So that would just be like out of nowhere, random kind of bullshit. Not like anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always love when everybody's all like, I hate the ending. You never know what happens and
That's
blah,
all
blah,
we
blah.
talk about.
Dude, it all comes back to Bobby Baklava saying that you'll never hear it coming.
That
You
that's
know?
foreshadowing. Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I see it. It always comes back to that. You'll
Sure.
never hear it coming. And it's like, you didn't hear it. It just all of a sudden, everything was there. And the next thing you know, you just cut straight to black and silence.
Yep.
And that's it. That's how it goes. So, like, it was there. It was totally there. But
yeah,
anyway.
it's all. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that led up to it.
Yeah. Interesting. I hadn't thought about the members only thing though.
That's the tie I got. So
Look
that's
at you.
but that's the little things I was like kind of picking up on, you know,
Okay. Okay.
here and there. So, and again, I'll watch it again at some point, probably next winter.
Oh. I mean, I started it and I don't know what happened. I went to my HBO to continue it, and all of a sudden I was on season 3, episode 6. I'm like, did somebody fucking like get into my HBO and skip ahead like 2
That's
seasons?
fine.
Because I was in like season 1, so I haven't gone to like continue it yet. I ended up skipping over and I've been watching The Americans.
Okay.
I don't know if you've watched that at all, but that's been pretty good. It's about this couple that they're Russian spies that are living in America. You know, they're undercover and they're like a family of just American people living in the United States, and it's during Reagan time, so it's Cold War, and so they're doing little missions on behalf of the Soviet Union and the United States, and you know, that sort of thing. So it's been pretty good. It was an FX show.
Okay. I remember hearing about it. I just didn't know what it was about.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I've been digging it. So
cool.
Anyway,
yeah. So after that, I know you've been talking about, so you might not have much because you've been talking about what you've been watching.
It's the same shit. Yeah.
I just restarted again. Same thing. Background Seinfeld. I'm gonna watch that from beginning to end and watch that kind of develop.
Early Seinfeld is, I think, the most painful. First season
is very
cringe. It's painful.
I think it's second season where it goes from one episode where Kramer's got that weird slicked hair, and then the very next one it's up. It's not a season thing; it's within the same season, and I think it's the end of the second season.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's cool to rewatch and see, like, okay, this was a mess.
Yeah,
beforehand, you know, and it's nice.
Somewhere
I like the
along
show.
way they fixed it. Yeah.
It's something I had. Yeah, it's like, how do you nowadays? They would have been canceled.
Yeah,
immediately. You know, back then, different story, but because I don't think there was enough there wasn't as much out there for entertainment on TV.
Yeah.
You know, time slots helped a lot and all that shit too. So I started rewatching that, and I did start watching the first episode of Married with Children. I want to watch that straight through, but and the first 5 minutes,
I feel like that's gonna get cringe in the beginning too.
It was hilarious. The first 5 minutes, I was dying,
Yeah.
but I had something else go on. I had to shut it off, and I haven't gone back to it. But that show, 100%, even in that first 5 minutes, wouldn't be on TV today.
Oh no.
Not a chance.
No. All the fat shaming with the women coming through the shoe store and everything and whatever, and all the
You don't even have to get to that.
misogyny and everything
Oh,
else.
God.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no.
That's
That
crazy.
show never would make it these days.
Mhm.
Never.
So I'll get into that at some point. But outside of that, I haven't really watched too much. I want to watch some documentaries. I've got them all in the queue, and
Yeah.
just haven't watched much.
No, I get it. I just sorry. I've been busy and I evidently not getting enough sleep. I've been busy and I haven't really had a whole lot of time to watch anything. And with me racking and stacking these episodes, everybody's heard me talk about the Americans probably about 3 different times now. So, such is life. But anyway, so yeah, I need to get some stuff banked up and ready for my flights, podcasts and things of that nature. Although realistically, I'm gonna put them on, and I can guarantee you, I'm gonna fall right to sleep because that's just what happens to me on flights. So,
what airline are you flying?
Southwest.
Okay,
it's St. Louis. It's practically all we have here.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were flying any of those new DEI airlines that are out there. Oh, you don't know what DEI is?
No.
Oh boy. Well, we're not going to get into it because it could get dirty. But yeah.
I'm so dirty.
Oh, it's
We got like strippers in the
not that dirty.
planes.
It's politically driven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So look it up after the show.
Okay, I'm not feeling it. Well, let's do this now.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. And we'll do this, and then we'll go video only for a second so I can switch out some buttons. And,
have you done this with anybody yet?
I did this with Mr. Jonathan, but that would have been at the very beginning of the week, and I've had some things since then. So,
who do you have on? Who's coming up before me here, Mr. Jonathan?
So
Trey Mac.
As I'm recording this, what has not come out yet that will have come out before you? So
Friday,
Mr. Jonathan.
Friday, Tuesday. That's it.
Trey Mac and Joel on Tuesday, and then you.
So those two.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not like I waited and like put you at the ass end of like a star-studded lineup or anything like that. I called people that I knew could take some time.
Clearly, you just went the right route and you picked a closer that you knew was going to crush, and that's it.
You just picked the end of the week as when you were able.
True.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, I'd have been fucked if all of you would have said you were good Thursday. I'd have been doing 3 pulpits in a day, and that would have sucked really hard.
It would be boring, like this one.
It's not boring. What are you talking about? Anyway, so what the fuck? My first one is one that I smoked on. Okay, that'd be Tuesday. I smoked a Tabernacle from Foundation. And I put up a picture on my Instagram because I hadn't done that in a little while. And holy shit, the tooth on this thing. But the smoke production, this thing was such a little smokestack. It was brilliant. And I wish I had more of them. I only had the one. So I need to find some more because you know how it is. Sometimes you get that cigar and you could have had 80 of these cigars in the past and you could have another 80 more. But for whatever reason, that one cigar, the humidification was perfect. The age on it was perfect. Just everything, the outside environment came together to be perfect. And it was just the perfect smoking experience. I had that with that Tabernacle that day. And it was wonderful. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to replicate that again. But by God, that one hit perfectly.
At least you got it.
I did. I was happy with it. So, what's your first one?
So, Christoph Guardrail.
Okay.
Awesome cigar. Really good cigar. I had to go back to the grams to see what I've smoked recently. Yeah, really good cigar. Meaty. I really like that cigar. That could be a cigar that I'd be open to having plenty of in my humidor for sure.
I'm gonna admit this. I had one that was part of the Cigar Authority care package. I had it in my travel humidor with the intention of smoking it at some point. I was out with a couple of people, and we were all sitting around smoking. And one of the gentlemen, Tom, he was with us, and Tom, he had smoked all the cigars that he had, and Brinker and I were going to have one more. And I felt bad that Tom was sitting there with no cigars, so I offered him whatever. I said, "Here, just take something out of my humidor." And I just handed him my travel humidor, and of the like 3 or 4 cigars I had in there, he picked the guardrail.
Ooh.
And I didn't care. I offered whatever. I'm not gonna like be like, here, try that, whatever. It's like I let him have free pick, but he took that, and so I have not actually smoked the guardrail because the
Okay.
one that I had, he took. So
Wait, you might have. Was that the cigar that I said was part of the blind taste test? The blind tasting for the boners? What did that? Was that the?
I don't think so. I think that was something else. I could
Really?
have swore that ended up being something else.
It was a Christoph. I'm pretty sure. It had the closed foot. It had the nub tail on the head.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive that we did have that Christoph. Let me look. Let me look up stars. I think it's. Oh no, that's not on here. Oh well.
It's
But
gonna
yeah,
take
because
you a while
remember
to
I
go
said I
back
think.
because
Remember I think that's the cigar when I was smoking with no band.
maybe, yeah, I know. I remember you saying that, but I also remember I vaguely recall that not being the cigar.
There was another one I thought was like a United
Yeah,
cigar, but
that
it
was not.
wasn't. But it
Yeah.
wasn't. But I'm pretty sure that was the Christoph. So
Well, then maybe I've had it. I don't know.
maybe, maybe.
Listen, I'm trying to remember. At some point, I ought to probably like make note of like what cigars actually those were that I've been reviewing.
You just go to their website.
I mean, I look at it on Thursday and I'm like, oh, it's that, and then I move on with life. And the problem is going back and being like, what was cigar number 4C? I can't. I don't remember. So
I hear you.
anyway. All right, so my second one is one that I smoked later that evening, and it's one that I had a really good smoking experience with as well, and that was the Angel Cuesta Toro from JC Newman. That was that Angel Cuesta cigar that they came out with that should have gotten a lot more love from a lot of these top whatever lists, and it didn't. And I'm, to be honest, a little surprised it didn't end up in a cigar aficionado list. I don't know
when
why
did it come out.
When did that come out? I think I got my. It was this year, or it was 2023. It would have been September-ish, maybe, of 23. I don't feel like it was October already. I feel like it was probably September-ish of 23.
Okay.
But it was good.
Yeah, I haven't had it. Couldn't tell you.
The only complaint that I have about that cigar whatsoever is the wrapper on it is incredibly thin. And they have a lot of bands and whatnot on it. And so taking off those bands,
much glue,
dude, you rip that wrapper something fierce. And also, this was, I think, the first one that I've had out of maybe 3 or 4 where cutting the cigar doesn't rip the cap. Like it's a very, very thin wrapper on this cigar. That's the only complaint whatsoever I have about it. But
All right.
I managed to get this one cut without that, and so it was a good smoking experience.
Cool.
Yep.
Number 2 for me, I found this in my humidor the other day, and it was awesome. It was, speaking of firecrackers, it was the Pledge, the EP Creo Pledge. I had one left, sitting there
Ooh,
in a bag
nice.
in the humidor. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really,
Nice.
really good. Nice and smooth. It mellowed out from when I first got them.
Yeah.
So aging them makes a huge difference. It was still
Yeah.
pretty strong, but it wasn't overpowering. But it was
Okay.
good. It was good. Yeah. So that's my second.
Very cool. Well, my last one is also a one from JC Newman. When I was in there digging through the humidor and I found the Angel Cuesta, I also found my box of Brickhouse Ciento por Cientos, the TAA exclusive cigar from 2023. And so I grabbed one of those and fired that up, and also a wonderful smoking experience. That one, just a nice little smokestack. And don't get me wrong, I like a Brickhouse. Price point wise, it's super great. It's it's the workhorse cigar. It's like you get it, and it's like it is what it is. And I do like a Brickhouse cigar. But when they do these limited brick houses, be it the Oktoberfest, the Ciento por Cientos, or whatever, I feel like they put just a little extra love, a little extra care into those. And I feel like they're just a little bit of a step above the average brick house, cigar. And like, dude, this one, it just smoked wonderfully. Burn line on it was great. Smoke production on it was great. Flavor was great. I had just a wonderful smoking experience with it. So that was my third one.
Nice. Well, my third one is a cigar that nobody can get yet. Haha. It was the Fahking Good Cigar.
I knew you were going to name that one, you dick. I just knew it. I'm like, he's going to fucking name his own cigar.
Phenomenal smoking experience. The performance was flawless. The taste was amazing. It's just a nice blend of.
Was it rolled on the inner thigh of a virgin?
No, a whore. They don't.
Oh,
Yeah, virgin was.
oh, so we're gonna call it the fucking eye of the wet pink whore.
Oh God, Jesus. Let's not and say we did. Okay, but yeah, so I got that. That's the third one because I've been smoking a lot of the same stuff lately, but that's the third one coming out soon.
All right. Well, very cool. Well, why don't we now go ahead and go to video only so I can swap out some buttons here, and we'll be right back on the audio side. Okay, so this is where people have been saying some really wretched shit here the last couple of days. So if you got anything for that,
you won't get anything wretched.
Feel free, but
nothing wretched from me. No, I honestly have nothing. I will tell you one thing that I have been obsessed with that has taken over my free time.
Oh God, is this going to be
what
your conspiracy theory time?
No.
Okay,
but when I have like some downtime, and you just scroll through your phone, do shit. I have been addicted to Monopoly Go.
I've gotten ads for that, but I've never played it.
It's fun. It's great. I'm addicted to it. I play it literally every single day. It's taken a hold of me. It's really.
So, are you playing Monopoly with other people, or like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like the game itself. You're kind of playing for yourself. Okay. But you're taking money. You're taking rent from other people. You're gathering, rolls and stuff. And here's the thing about it: when you run out of rolls, it's not a game that you could play 10 hours straight.
Yeah.
What I like about it is if I'm out of dice, because you only have so many that you can roll. Excuse me. When you're out of dice, like you can't do anything. There's nothing to do. You got to wait until it reloads you. So it's not something that's going to really encompass your whole.
You're not sitting there for 4 hours playing this thing straight. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. Okay. And I've been in and out of the Facebook group page for it because that's where you get these stickers for albums that you load up. It's hard to explain, but the people in there are fucking intense. They are crazy. because like, so you swap stickers, right? Because you got to fill out an album of stickers. You get them as rewards, and then you get
Oh, so you're
many
asking
prizes.
somebody to come and work on your farm?
No, it's not like that. So you swap out, like you trade, right? You could trade
Okay.
stickers, and dude, the people on there go crazy with like they'll post screenshots of like this motherfucker screwed me out of stickers. Don't trade with him. Like they go intense, and
Oh my
I
gosh.
screenshotted one. I'm gonna send it to you right now. It got racist,
What?
like bad.
I don't
Real
think
bad.
Mr.
No.
Moneybags would appreciate the racism coming into the monopoly.
No, he would not. Read this to yourself right now, and do not read it out loud.
Read this to myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, because reading it out loud is going to be
reading
a
out
bad
loud will get you in
time.
a lot of trouble.
Oh,
Yeah, right. See, isn't that fucking wild?
oh, dude,
And
was this a direct message to you?
Yeah. No. Someone posted this, like a screenshot.
Oh,
Dude, there's people on there. They flex how much money they got, how many rolls they got, stickers, albums. Like there's so much. Like
I got
stupid flexing.
$97K in
Yeah.
my bank right now. The fuck do I care about stickers in the game? I'm laughing so hard my eyes are watering down.
Hilarious.
Whoa,
Isn't that wild, though?
Can't finish the rest of that.
No, you
statement,
cannot.
Though.
No,
oh my god.
Mm-mm.
Oh, scamming and a free game. LOL. Yeah, no,
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's
I haven't
wild.
seen those words put together in such a way before. That's an interesting use of the English language right there.
Sure.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, yeah,
so that's something.
So yeah, Monopoly Go, bringing out the worst in people. So
people have problems.
All right. Well, this was good. Let's move back to the audio side now. Okay, guys, and we're back. And if you want to learn about the dark side of Monopoly Go, head on over to YouTube and check out the video only portion of this episode. Because holy shit, man, that's
dangerous world.
That's some dark shit right there. People take that way too seriously. So
yeah, if you think you got problems, these people are the worst. They are that's a problem up. Beyond problem. Oh, big time.
Yeah, no, that's messed up. So so do you want to hear the pinky version, or do you just want to talk about what My Monthly Cigars
Give me the pinky.
Okay. I haven't heard pinky. All right. We'll do pinky. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week. So take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. You just wanted to do it to make fun of me saying thanks.
Yeah, I like hearing that. But again, everything is just so slow because like I said, I listen to everything on 1.5 speed.
Oh,
so it's just boop, boop, boop. Even your like intro music.
Yeah.
It's so quick. And it's like, but it's good. It's upbeat. So when I come on here and it's like, are we gonna start?
You're like, God, take it forever. My God.
Don't forget about Fahking good coffee.
Well, no, we should not forget about the Fahking good coffee.
Don't forget about that.
And be on the lookout for the Fahking good cigar because that's on its way too.
Cannot wait.
There you go. Speaking of cigars, before we get into the socials here, I'm going to be putting down my Bandolero. I am down to next to nothing left on this thing, and you've got a little bit less than I do, even. But
it's like you on a cold day. You know what I'm
saying? I was in the pool. Anyway, but yeah, fantastic cigar. Really, really dig the Bandolero. If you guys are anywhere where you see those and you want a high dollar smoking experience for a good affordable price, check out a Bandolero. It's a great cigar.
Agreed. Agreed. And by a great guy, Nelson Alfonso.
Oh, Nelson,
one of the nicest dudes.
Salt of the earth, right there. Just absolute super nice guy. So, and great hair, as I recall. He's got good hair.
Yeah. I noticed good hair too.
You have some long, luxurious locks going on under your hat too.
My hair is great, and it's gonna be longer soon. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fucking great.
Fahking's going to have a Fahking man bun before it's all said and done. But
No way.
I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there. Twitter/X, I'm on there as well. And then YouTube, where again, you're going to want to check out the video only portion of this episode to find out about the dark side of Monopoly Go. Who knew?
Yeah,
Who knew?
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And where can everyone follow you?
My Monthly Cigars everywhere. Guys, let's move this industry over to X. I'm telling you, I know I keep pushing it, and I'm going to die on this hill, and it's continuing. I've gone over some like numbers with Nick. I've told him just the reach I'm getting on X compared to Instagram with way less followers is insane, and we're not blocked. We're not censored. Elon's letting everything go. I've even seen some. I don't know if you've seen these. Have you seen the Taylor Swift AI photos that have come out in the last day or two?
No.
I'll send you those. Oh, well, you can look them up on X. Just look up Taylor Swift AI. They're funny, but not good.
Why do I don't have an axe to grind with Taylor Swift.
No,
I know
either.
there are some people that have like really taken this whole like Taylor Swift thing to a very extreme point. And I actually think it's pretty badass that like you have a gal who her catalog was sold out from underneath her, and she figured out a loophole to do this, and she basically like threw out her version and is telling all of her fans, hey, don't buy that version, buy anyone that's my version. And so she's like basically saying, okay, you bought my catalog for X amount, but I'm going to devalue that so bad by putting out my version and kicking your ass that way. I mean, I respect the hell out of her for that. And I'll also say, find me another artist that can pack in the venues for the concerts like she can. And I mean, she helped a lot of towns and their economies this past year with her Eras tour and everything. So like, I got to give the gal credit. Look, do I think the NFL should be cutting to her every single time, Kelsey, like, farts on the sideline? No, but I mean, whatever.
But I don't care.
They're hopping on the train. Exactly. How does it hurt your life that you have to spend 3 seconds watching Taylor Swift jump up and down and be happy in a luxury box at a football stadium during a football game? I mean, does it really hurt you to do that?
Right. What do you want to look at, the owner instead? High five and like some 85-year-old guy missing a high five? Like
I get more pissed off looking at Jerry Jones than I do, Taylor Swift. I mean,
except when he's pissed. I like seeing that.
Oh, I do like looking at angry and sad Jerry Jones. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
But yeah, man, this whole
that son of a
Swift
bitch
thing
was instrumental in getting the Rams taken out of St. Louis. He and Kroenke, he was in on that whole conspiracy, and I just fuck Jerry Jones. But anyway,
he's there till he dies, so you got to deal with it. But yeah, this whole Taylor Swift thing, man, I don't get it either. I don't get the hatred. I don't get them. Everybody blowing their stack over this. Yeah. She has done nothing except be a girlfriend.
Exactly.
Nothing. Yeah. What has she done? She hasn't said anything controversial. She hasn't come out like some of these players' wives do and dads do sometimes.
Brittany Mahomes is a much bigger train wreck than Taylor Swift ever was.
Here's the deal. Here's what Taylor Swift has done for the NFL world that nobody is really talking about, that we should be on our knees, hands and knees, thanking her for doing this. She has taken away spotlight from Jackson Mahomes.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say. I brought up Brittany Mahomes, but let's be real. Jackson Mahomes,
crazy.
Jackson Mahomes is the other head of that double-headed dragon that freaking follows around, Patrick.
He's a piece of shit.
I mean, no, exactly. So honestly, you don't
see him anymore.
No, you don't, which is a good thing.
Who do you want? Jackson Mahomes or Taylor Swift? Would you pick? And I guarantee you, I'd say 100% of people would say, all right, you're right, Taylor Swift.
And you know what? What's the harm? What is the harm in Taylor Swift female fans coming to the game because of Taylor Swift? And when I say coming to the game, I mean like watching football. what is the harm of them watching football because of Taylor Swift? And, over time, over the course of the season, learning about the game to where maybe then they're interested in football as a game, not just because of Taylor
Well,
Swift.
if you're bringing that up, then that does pose one problem for a lot of guys. Watching a football game is what the guys did without their wives. They didn't have their wives there before. But now their wives are there.
But if a group of wives are all into it, then they can
It's even worse
have their
though.
own little
They can have their own.
parties.
Yeah, have their own.
Yeah, it's like they could have their wine and cheese party over here, and the guys can be over there grilling and having beer and watching whatever. Who cares? But
yeah. But she's getting too much
I don't know.
bullshit for nothing. She's getting it shit. She hasn't done anything, said anything except be there. That is it. That's all she's done.
And honestly, I think a lot of this comes down to pure jealousy. People are just upset that a young lady has been so successful in her career that she's making money hand over fist. And, I think a lot of these other people are just pissed off and upset about it.
Well, you're going to be in Vegas, a week before the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl's there this year. So actually, this hasn't happened yet. The conference championships are Sunday. So I'm expecting, I'll call it now. I'm expecting, I've been saying for months that the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. And I think it's going to be Ravens 49ers. And I think that game is going to be Lions.
Awesome. I think Detroit. I think Detroit makes it to the Super Bowl. I do not think Detroit wins.
Detroit's not going to win. And I'll tell you the main reason why.
Oh,
they're
Ravens
huge.
Yeah.
No. It has nothing to do with the games itself. They are a huge sportsbook liability if they win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
there are way too many Super Bowl tickets out there.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know at least one guy that has one. Although the odds of him actually still having that ticket are probably pretty slim. So,
well, he can throw it away because it's not going to cash. It's if the Lions win, I almost said Tigers. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, Vegas is going to get crushed, absolutely crushed. Yeah. That's their biggest liability, and their other bigger liabilities have already been knocked out. So goes to show you how Vegas still runs the game regardless. So that's my take. It's going to be Ravens over Niners.
Are you implying?
No, I'm not implying it's fixed.
Anything there?
No, it's just how life goes. It's just how it goes. I've seen that industry for too many years, and to see that liability there when it's talked about, they don't lose money. Vegas doesn't look like it does because everybody wins. Let's put it that way.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't look like that because they're charging normal prices for food and whatever else.
I can't wait to hear what the cost is out there now. I'd be interested to hear.
Oh, fuck.
Speaking of, can I just tell you
it's going to be outrageous. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Can I tell you? So I don't know. Last time we talked, so I went to Disney first time ever. The film show, right? And
Cha-ching! That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. And we didn't do the full on like park every day, 5-6 days, whatever people do, So we did it pretty smart. I won't go into it, but it was good. We did it affordable, right?
Uh-huh.
I swore and I thought that I would never in my entire life see a place that would price gouge more than Las Vegas does. But Disney.
You hadn't been to Disney.
I hadn't been to Disney.
Yep.
Disney, nobody holds a candle to Disney and their legal Mickey Mouse Mafia legal robbery with the amount that they charge for every little fucking thing.
Yep.
Every little thing.
Yep.
Vegas is cheap compared to Disney. If you want to compare the two, I'm going to Vegas before I go to Disney. It's so much cheaper.
Dude. My ex-wife was one of those she's one of those Disney adults, the ones that like can tell you what fucking snack bar no longer carries Dole Whip, but then this one over here has the churros and that kind of bullshit. And when this ride is projected, I know it's insane, but I mean, I don't even want to get in all the fucking details, but it's like, but no, I am sorry. If I never go to Disney ever again in my life, I'm okay. I've been
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
I mean, I've been there. I've experienced it. Look, I like Epcot Center. I think Epcot's a fun park.
That was cool. Yeah, we did that.
You know,
I did that in
as an
Hollywood
adult,
Studios.
as an adult, I think Epcot's the best one. You know, go drinking around the world and everything. But fuck, you got to take out a small mortgage to go drinking around the world at Epcot. You know.
Yep. I love the Star Wars. We did the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Both of those rides.
Yeah.
That area was really, really cool. The experiences were awesome. My favorite ride probably was the Ratatouille ride, believe it or not. And not
I
even
don't
a
know
ride.
if I've done that.
It's a 3D one. It's really cool. But
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it was cool to get there to see it. I got a picture with Chewbacca. That was fun. I love Chewie. And
did you show him
the
the
Star
AI
Wars thing was
picture
awesome.
you made of him smoking a cigar?
I didn't. I should have. Shit.
Oh, you should have. You just been like, hey. You know?
He had to leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know.
Chewie, here's you know. Like, so.
Oh,
So that was cool.
fuck.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also at Fahking Good Coffee everywhere. Follow the king on X at Fahking
Yeah.
Good.
There you go. There
All
you
right,
go.
let's finish this up.
All right. Well, Nick, congratulations on the cigar.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
sure we'll find out more details.
You'll
when
have
it's
it.
going
Yep.
live and all that.
You'll
and
have
everything.
it. Well,
And,
maybe we'll run some
you know.
contest or special or something through the pulpit.
Oh,
Who
that'd be
knows?
fun. That'd
Yeah,
be
we
good.
can do that.
That'd be good. So
It'll be out a couple months.
there you go. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I am
Guess
in the
what,
Monopoly Go
motherfucker?
group. Whoa,
Uh-oh.
guess what, motherfucker? We're not done.
Oh, did I not? Wait a minute. Oh, there it is.
Oh, I guess
2
I'm done.
episodes in a row. I did that shit. Anyway, this has been another sermon. I'm Nick. That's Nick.
Yep.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky.
So slow.
It's bonerific.
Everybody just hears my grunting. That should be your new one.
Mr. Jonathan thinks instead of saying stay safe and stay smoky, I need to say this has been another bonerific sermon.
He would.
Yeah.
He would.
I didn't tell you. So like I messaged him and I talked about it with him on the show, but I on the Cigar Authority, when would that have been? It would have been 2 Saturdays prior when this episode drops. So but for you, the most recent Cigar Authority that's out. At some point they talked about having a boner cigar line. Like there should be a boner cigar. And I said, and he said no. And I texted him as I was listening to him. I said, dude, don't dismiss the boner cigar line idea. You could come out with a 5 or 6 by 50 or 55 and call it the average. Then you could do a 9 by 90 called the Mandingo and a 3 by 80 called the Chode. And then I said, and he could also do a Corona, but call it the Pedophile's Delight.
I thought you were going to say call it to Mr. J.
I don't know. That would imply that I would know how big or small he is, and I have no knowledge of that whatsoever. So
the yellow ribbon. Would we have a yellow band?
I was gonna say all of them would have to have a yellow band and like a little foot ribbon tied on it, you know. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks,
cool.
Nick.
You got him in.